another episode of the Red River Rundown. Today it's just me and Boomtown. Cam, again, he's traveling all over the world. We have no idea when he's coming back, but it should be pretty soon. Cam, if you're listening, send us some money this way.
I thought he
Bruh,
was in Aruba or something.
I'm
He's
telling you.
just all over the place.
I'm telling you. I thought he was in like Mercury or something like that, but who knows?
Mm.
Let me move that up. There we go. So, how you been? How you doing this week, bro?
No, not too bad. Not too bad. I have an opportunity to see a different aspect of the company tomorrow. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's just a bit of steady week, man. Steady week. Cook some dinner tonight. Had some sweet chili sauced poke bowls with crispy rice, chicken. No, I did my Thug Thizzle. The wifey approved, so I'm pretty happy about that. I had no idea what I was doing. Shout out to whatever the lady is that came up with the recipe. All I had to do was execute. Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad.
Crazy that some people get on the internet and will type something up, something like, "Get that dude off the field. What is he doing?" And it's so easy for you to make that to do that throw, make that throw, make that shot, and then you get in the kitchen and can't even cook macaroni and cheese. That's crazy work. But again, that's what some people do. That's what some people do, and it is what it is. And it leads us into our opening topic. You know what I'm saying, Isaiah? What's one of the most, or some of the most delusional sports takes you've ever had?
I think you'll get a kick out of this, and maybe some other listeners that we know that are in a certain fantasy football league with us. A couple years ago, fourth round fantasy football draft, Isaiah Clayton, drafted Chase Edmonds, and everybody looked at me like I was an absolute buffoon. And I kept saying, guys, it's the fourth round. It's gonna work out. And it never worked out. And he got cut halfway through the season because Raheem Mostert started going off. And by far, that probably cost me an opportunity to go further because I think your boy went like sub 500 that year. Because in the fourth round, I wasn't being smart, and I thought that that was going to work out. Everybody else on that offense played great. Chase Edmonds didn't. So I got to eat that one. And every year, whenever we are part of that draft, somebody kind of always brings it up, and I understand. I get it. I messed up, but that's the first one that comes to mind. What's and Chase Edmonds isn't even in the league anymore.
Yeah, I'd
Marlon, what's
forgot
some of
about him,
yours?
bro. Low key, the first one that comes to mind for me, it's not like a individual player. This is a team. 2011, there was a firestorm going around the league, and he didn't impress me. I wasn't impressed. I felt like, bro, I've seen and heard tall tale of all of these players until they play the Steelers defense, and I'm not worried about it, bro. Troy Polamalu, Ryan Clark, James Harrison. I'm not worried about it, bro. And then this young man throws for 316 yards in a playoff victory against the vaunted Steelers defense. I'm talking about the 2011-2012 season when Tim Tebow took down the Pittsburgh Steelers. I talked so reckless the entire year because I was not a fan of Tim Tebow. And I saw that they were lining up and it was going to match up in Tebow versus my Steelers. It was going to happen in the playoffs. And I was super excited until he let go of that ball and I seen DT wide open with nobody in front of him. I immediately knew karma was a real thing and it broke me. I've been broke since then.
On a 5 yard slant, no safety over the middle,
Where
an
he stiff armed
absolute
Ike Taylor and
yeah.
it was like I
He
said,
did the rest. He did the rest.
you know whenever they show somebody's face on a in a big moment, like for instance, you quarterback throws a game losing interception, defense gives up a bonehead play, something happens, and they usually cut to a player without his helmet on, usually the quarterback, and the quarterback has this, oh no, or like, what happened? Look, that's
That's all that was.
brother,
He
brother,
he threw a 5-yard slant
brother. God,
over the middle, baseball wind up style, old school Byron Leftwich style. Cock, cock that thing below his knee. Put it on
yeah.
a rope though.
It still haunts me, bro. It still haunts me. It still haunts me to this day, because it makes me second guess every take I ever give. It makes me second guess every take I ever give because I'm like, man, shoot. I remember I was going crazy on Tim Tebow, and then now I got to eat that forever. It's
I
humbling.
mean, I thought that Calvin Cater was gonna beat Aljamain Sterling. You were there for that.
I
I
did.
had a feeling, and I tripled down on it, and I still owe some form of push up from it. That's okay though. Every now and again, I'll be wrong.
I believed in
Uh,
the Kenny Pickett smoke for a little bit
oh yeah,
in them
ooh,
preseasons. I believed in it. I'm not
ooh,
gonna lie. I was
yeah.
on it. Um, I was not. Well, I'm trying to think of some more. I wasn't impressed with. I mean, my most. Here we go. I used to say that Peyton Manning wasn't good. I used
Oh
to be the remember. I used to be the kid that was like, he doesn't win. He doesn't win.
yeah,
That's all that I'm worried about now that I've matured and I understand how hard it is to actually win and how much it's more about your team. And you can be the best individually all you want to, but if your team ain't up to par, it doesn't matter because you're playing against a team full of you can't really do much. So
yeah.
once I understood that, I kind of got to the point where it's just like, I get it, bro. Like maybe Peyton isn't overrated. Maybe just because I still feel like Tom Brady is better than him, maybe I should stop discrediting him. So I did do a lot of Peyton hate early on in their career, but hey, man, I saw Tom Brady coming from a mile away.
Yeah, I mean, the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, honestly, Drew Brees takes are always going to be like, I think the sheriff was always that guy, but Tom figured out how to win better. And then later in their careers, after the neck injury, Peyton had a brief resurgence of like, hey, man, the sheriff's back in town. And then he couldn't throw a ball 25 yards in the air.
Yeah.
But Tom
Have
did something smart for his longevity. And I mean, honestly, at the time that they were kind of coming up, Tom Brady really didn't pop off till about '07 when he got Randy. We got Randy Moss, and that offense looked completely different. We Tom was just the guy that got there and won. I mean, his numbers were modest, top tier quarterback numbers for the mid to late 2000s, but the sheriff was always in town. Okay. I will
uh,
say
the
one of
sheriff
the
ain't
takes
nothing. Pittsburgh got you in the playoffs, big dog. Thank you, Mike Vanderjack.
I guess one of the takes that I never really said it out loud, but I always wanted it to go well was I just wanted Justin Fields to be good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, same.
I I was pulling for him. And I still there's still a small part of me, even though he's in
No,
Kansas
no,
City
no, no,
and he
no. You
won't.
seen that clip, didn't you? You seen that clip.
Which one?
Have you not seen that clip of him and KC training camp throw that horrible interception?
No.
Oh, buddy,
I
I'm gonna
saw the
send that to
Deshaun
you.
Watson one.
No, I'm gonna send it to you. And once I send it to
Oh
you, once you see it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, but no, go off." Because I'm
god.
even though you're gonna see it and jump off the boat just like I did,
Mhm.
leading up to that video, I was the same way. Like I was the guy that was like, bro, when he gets to Kansas City and Andy Reid gets his hands on him, like Andy will be able to slow the game down for him, maybe make him make some better decisions, and then he'll be able to make and utilize his strength, which is running. And then whenever you
Mhm.
stack on top of it a rocket arm, bro, like this, the star, the sky is the ceiling for this kid.
I
And then I watched
still
it.
he said, and then I watched the video. I think a part of me still wish that he was with y'all. A part of me was like, he did not look bad, man. They were 4-2 whenever, they gave Russ the keys, so to speak. They weren't the prettiest looking games, but I mean, he's 4-2 as a starter, man. Like that, I
And
think it could helped him.
remember, he went off to in one of those losses. The
Yeah.
the one loss against the Cowboys, not so much, but that one loss to the Colts, he went crazy. He was, you know what I'm saying, because they were getting mollywopped, and then Justin went crazy and had like 4 touchdowns to bring him back into it. Now, he did
Mhm.
fumble a snap at the end of the game, but that's one of those things that it's like you have to be patient. That's one of the
Hell,
first times
even
that Justin had ever even been in a moment like that. You have
yeah.
to be patient with your young quarterbacks because they're gonna
Hell,
make those kind
even
of mistakes, bro. They are.
even last year, opening week against y'all, there was times where I was like, "Bro, he's kinda going off right now."
I was mad as hell. I
If
was
it
over here
weren't
just
for that absolute terrible ball that he threw to Garrett Wilson and Jalen Ramsey came up and
he
basically
should have
ended the
ran.
game, I thought he was, like, he's one of those guys, though, like, I don't think I was too young to really understand the Greg Oden hype, like, I knew he was dominant in college. I wasn't watching a whole lot of NBA in high school like I am now, but man, I like as far as takes, I don't know, bro. It's a little different because I think of other people and what I thought of those guys at that time, and just overall, I wanted Bryce Mitchell to be better. I mean, but I mean, he started saying crazy shit, and then he moved down divisions.
I
Like,
still like him, bro. I still like him. I think he's a fun fighter. I just think he's not. It's one of those you got to humble yourself of and just be like, no, you're still my favorite fighter, but now I have. It's like me with us with Max, bro. At one
mhm,
point, Max was smashing. Now it's
yeah.
like there's a high quality chance that Max could get whooped tonight, and I just have to deal with it.
I
And that
know.
kind of hurts. That hurts, bro. That hurts. But hey, bro, let's jump into some of these NFL topics. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pop it up here. Ooh, wow, that's crazy. Anyways, first one. First one. Which NFL coach is on the hottest seat? Shane Steichen, Zach Taylor, Jim Harbaugh, or Kevin O'Connell, or any other coach in the league that you think is on the hottest seat? Isaiah,
Uh,
go ahead.
it's got to be Zach Taylor. I mean, Cameron has talked about this before. We all thought that they were going to give him his walking papers in the offseason. I'm surprised they didn't. I think that franchise has been extremely gracious and patient with a dude that's been there since 2019, and in his first 2 years, he won 6 games. And then ever since, you've been battling health issues with your quarterback year in and year out. Your defense, the year that you went to the Super Bowl, your defense was good. I think they were like a top 10 defense that year. And then you let everybody walk. You did not want to pay Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates is still a all pro level safety. He's in Atlanta right now, so he's kind of getting buried by the fact that that franchise is successful. But you let him go. He's one of the best safeties in the league still. He was whenever you let him leave. They got to get the defense better, and I feel like overall that organization that's not their focus, and I think he's part of that problem. He's number one. Shane Steichen, um, I think he got dealt a bad hand. Anthony Richardson, he's one of those people that my take was, hey man, he got an arm, he might be a little good, but now that Indiana Jones is there and he's back healthy, I don't know. Indianapolis has been in a weird spot since Andrew Luck retired. I think we all know that. Like their defense is always pretty good. Their offense, week in and week out, looks questionable. I mean, if they don't win 10, he's out. I would say that. They got to win about 10 or 11. He's out. He's my two. Jim Harbaugh, this is what his third year with the organization, I want to say.
Yeah, this will be his 3rd year, yes.
going into his 3rd year. So his 3rd year, he took him to the playoffs twice. Um, nah, I think he's okay. And then Kevin O'Connell, it, that seat is scorching right now because, brother, you
Oh,
haven't
you
been to
think
the point.
KOC has the hottest?
No, I still think Zach Taylor does, but his seat, I'll say this: KOC's is warming up, and the reason I say that is because, brother, you haven't been to the playoffs since you lost Kirko. Well, no, you went with Sam, which that season was just magical. I will say that. But something's got to give, man. You got too much talent on the offensive side of the ball. You, as a head coach, what you've been able to do, improve with the guys that play quarterback for you, where you lack in execution in the playoffs. Is it the O line? Well, get that better. Is it the run game? Get that better because Aaron Jones is getting older. Jordan Mason has had health issues. You got to figure out how to be consistent. And it's a damn shame that they let Dalvin Cook walk a couple years back. And that man was
Who?
out of the that man was out of the league in 2 years after he left there. It's a damn shame.
Yeah,
And then
bro,
the
his
year
little brother
prior
old.
before he left, yeah, the year prior, this man ran for like 1,200 yards. What the hell? I'm confused. That's still one of the biggest
Because running backs
confusing
is a
things.
dime a dozen, bro. That's why you
Well,
can
I think they're
take
starting
a
to
running
add
back.
value back to them now.
They
I
are,
will
but
say
I
that.
think you're right, but I think the pool is so big now. I think there's so much more talent coming out at once that it just kind of floods the market. I don't think the talent wasn't there. I just think they just flood the market because there's so many versatile backs now that can do everything.
Mhm.
So instead of
Yeah.
having that lead dog and then a third down back, now you have a guy that can do everything. And then you have a guy behind him who can do everything too, who's sitting behind him. And it's just like, damn, dog, this is crazy.
Yep.
And honestly, I mean, it's good for the position too, because now we get to see these guys stick around for longer, honestly, because running backs for a while, bro, like you would love a guy for like 4 years and then he's out of here because he didn't
Yep.
have
That
like
was it.
700 touches a year and their bodies
I
just couldn't
mean,
handle it. But I mean, let
oh,
me get to the my how to see real quick, bro.
okay.
I agree. No way that I could say that Zach Taylor's seat isn't the hottest. Now I will differ. I think KOC's could be. Now again, this is speculation. I think
Mhm.
KOC's could be the coolest just because did he want 9 or was that an organization decision? Because if that's an organization decision, there's no way they can move off of KOC because that's a pill they got to swallow, right?
Mhm.
I think that I'll do this just to be different because it's his 3rd year. I think this is your seat is hot now, Jim, because all we've heard is you're a winner, you're a winner, and what we're seeing is you're able to get us to the playoffs, but you ain't doing nothing that the dude before you didn't do. So,
Mhm.
at what time do we address this? Because again, it's not like we're not winning the division, and again, we have one of the toughest divisions to play in, but we're not winning, we're not getting close, and we're not even winning playoff games. We're just really people don't want to people may not want to agree with this, but the Chargers are the Pittsburgh Steelers with the better quarterback, which is
Ooh.
worse because you have your franchise guy. You have your franchise guy, and you're getting to the playoffs every year. And it's even worse because y'all have had hope in a playoff game, and then you didn't. So, yeah, I think I would go there. And then Steichen, it's real hard for me to give any blame to Steichen. But I mean, at some point, we need it. You know what I mean? Like, I know Danny Dimes looked better, but then he stopped. I know, Anthony Richardson, to me, honestly, looked good. You know what I'm saying? Pause, but he looked good. I don't think Anthony Richardson is not the quarterback or wasn't there because he wasn't good. I think just, he was lazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's why I think he ain't there. But I mean, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, I'm right there with you with the takes that you're making. Uh I just Zach Taylor's man, I don't get it. I don't get why he got to stay this year. But also they do have a lot of faith. Cincinnati as an organization, they got a lot of faith in their head coach. in
That's a
good
fact.
and bad times. Marvin Lewis was there for
Oh, that's
a
true. I didn't even think
decade,
about that.
a
Marvin
full
Lewis was there
decade.
for yeah, bro. Marvin Lewis was there so long that they started naming like kids after him, and they were already working. Like he was there for 20 years. It felt like, and I mean, it's almost. I feel like Marvin Lewis was so mid that Steelers fans made fun of him for so long that what they've been over the last few years is payback for it. That's sports karma,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
They
But
had to fire him after they made the playoffs in his
okay.
tenure 10 times, and he didn't win a playoff game.
Is this the Steelers version of that? Like with Aaron Rodgers and DK, is this like Andy Dalton and AJ Green? Like nice, it's a nice team, but like you're not beating the better team. You know what I'm saying? Like I really do. We just don't have Vontez perfect. But that's
Yeah, I mean, but you got I would say that's comparable. I think definitely losing Mike Tomlin and getting McCarthy, there might be a slight higher energy in it because
brother.
Aaron's got his guy again. Him and McCarthy worked well together. So
If
I mean,
you on the spot before we go to the next NFL topic, if you had to give like a quick analogy of what you think the Steelers are this year, what do you like? What would you say? For instance, I'll give you mine. Mine would be like the Steelers are Barry Bonds. They are swinging with a lot, right? With Mike McCarthy at
mhm.
the helm, they're going to be swinging hard. They can miss, and if they miss, they're going down. They're going down swinging like a lot of the McCarthy teams that we've seen, which it's going to be different than what the Steelers fans are used to because we're used to Mike Tomlin being super conservative. But there's a
Mhm.
world where they swing as hard as what they're doing right now, and they just miss, and then they strike out. I think there's a
Yeah.
world. So I was curious if you had like, what do you think the outlook is? You think it's like the same thing with just different people? Do you see it as I don't know? Maybe the Steelers are gonna be better because their offense is gonna be better, and with the league being more offensive minded, it should bode well. Or do you think it's the Steelers are rolling some shit out until they find their franchise quarterback?
Overall, I think the Steelers have to prove that age ain't nothing but a number because they don't have a lot of youth per se on the defensive side of the ball. So I think it's like I mean to me it's kind of comparable to like pickup basketball with some old heads. You're like the old heads might get you. They might run the court for about an hour, maybe 6 or 7 games, but eventually they're going to get tired. Young guns are going to they're gonna catch them slipping, and then the old heads gotta go home and take a shower because they're gonna be sore as shit because they've been on the court all day. That's kind
It's
of how I
crazy
see the
work.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Like the knowledge that those guys on both sides of the ball have will make them be successful to get to the playoffs. But once they get to the playoffs, I'm not going to say necessarily that they'll run out of gas, but I think that talent and that importance of those games being that next level, I think this is where they might slip and fall and get sent home early. That's
So
the best way I could
yeah,
compare it.
I get that. I get that. All right. Well, keeping it pushing and going to the next NFL topic, brother. Which NFL quarterbacks do you think are in danger of being on a new team next year? Because I think there's quite a few
Danger or we're just expecting it?
either or, right? Like say you look at a guy and say if he doesn't have the a good year this year, he won't be back on this team. Or you look at another guy and you say, "Man, this dude is good, but the organization is so bad that this dude is going to ask for a trade because it's not going to
Mm.
go well for him this year."
Ooh. Uh,
Because, for instance, for me, I think there's two quarterbacks in the AFC North that are both fit in this mold. I think that if
mhm.
if the Bengals come out and it's not fixed, Joe
Joey B
Burrow
and
could
Lamar.
boom and Lamar. I
Mhm.
truthfully think that if the Bills come out and they lay an egg, I think he asks out. I think if the Chargers continue, they're just mid. I think Herb could say, I need to get out of this division. I think
Mhm.
Herb could be out. I think CJ Stroud is another dude who Houston could look at him and say, you're a liability, dog. So now
Bro,
you're
did
on a
you
new.
his fit was a liability the other day. I don't know if you saw that. My
Yeah, yeah, I did.
god,
I
that
did.
fit
I
was
did.
crazy.
I did.
Um,
Somebody
no,
said
I
he looked like the kid on the bus to be where my hug.
yeah, look at that. I mean, to be honest with you, there's really 2 guys that I don't think a lot of people are expecting, but I could see it happening. Um, to me, Baker, just off the top of my head, they couldn't get the deal done. I think he's gonna try to play his ass off this year to be undeniable, to be like, I earned this money, I got to get my paper. But if he doesn't and they still don't come to terms, I think he'll walk. That's no problem because essentially he signed there on a prove it deal and wanted a more long-term agreement, and they've been signing him to 2-year deals. Which to him, it's like, hey man, I'm trying to lay down roots here. I'm trying to show you guys that I'm committed, and you're giving me, you know, you're not giving me that consistency that I'm trying to give you guys. For sure, him. And I think my other one, I got all the list of the teams pulled up right now. There's a part of me that is worried about Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
And now I don't know I don't know nothing. Okay, I'm just a dude that likes to talk sports,
Likes to speculate in
but
conspiracy theories.
and conspiracize. I do think that with that fan base, right? Yeah, you got him a ring a couple years ago, but I mean, when's the last time Phillies had a quarterback stay there for 10 full years?
Donovan
McNabb,
McNabb
he didn't even do that, bro.
was
That's
it
what I'm
8?
saying. It was 9 seasons that he was there. He got drafted in 99. By '08, he was on the Vikings?
No, I
Or
think he
no,
went
the
to Washington
Redskins?
first. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was on the Redskins by like oh 08, oh 09.
Boy was selling
Um,
good chunky Campbell soup.
Chunky Camels. I think Jalen Hurts, I don't wanna say he's gonna be in trouble, but with that
There's a
fan
world.
base, with there's a world where that organization is gonna look at him and go, "Well, we're not getting any better."
And Makai Lemon and I believe Smitty have some hamstrings in training camp already. So those things tend to linger. If the
Mhm.
wide receiving core does not live up to par, bro, and they struggle,
Yeah.
Philly, like their fans are some of the best fans, and they're also some of the boneheaded fans, and they
Mhm.
will turn on you fast. We watched them get
Mhm.
rid of their suit, like what 2 years after the Super Bowl, like Peterson, get out of here. Like they fired everybody.
Yeah.
You should get out.
Yeah.
So they'll move on. I know Philly fans forget Carson Wentz. You guys loved him. Philly fans were fighting random homeless people to defend Carson Wentz. And then 2 years later, he was gone. People forget,
Yep.
bruh, Unc Shannon Sharp was walk it to him Wentz. Walk it to him Wentz. Yeah. And now that brother is he's a backup somewhere. He has to be a backup somewhere. But
Mhm.
Minnesota last year, I believe. So,
Yes.
but bro, it's you know what I'm saying. Philly will turn on you. They will turn on you. But I
I
agree. Jalen was one really wasn't even thinking about originally. I was thinking more Joe, Burrow, and
Mhm.
Lamar. Also Josh, if you squeezed into it, there's a couple
Mhm.
more that I think you could say. Like I said, like CJ Stroud, etc. Some of those dudes may ask out. I seen that Will Levis said there's not 32 quarterbacks in the league that are better than him. And I was like, brother, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Will Levis is more like 58 that are better than you.
Yeah.
But
There's backup quarterbacks that are better than you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, let's be real. Now, homie has a cannon, but he just throws it to the wrong team way too much, way too much. I think that we're probably closer to see Joe Burrow on a different team than Lamar, just
Mhm.
because I think Lamar is digging the vibe in Baltimore, and I truthfully think he likes Baltimore.
I agree with you. And really every other franchise, I feel like they're like we expect. the Colts to move on from Daniel Jones. Cleveland doesn't know what they're
Do
doing.
we
Like
wait, wait,
these are
do we though? Because it's not like Daniel Jones is very old. Like the Colts don't have to unless it's a unless they have a really good pick or they want to give up assets to reach up and grab a guy, that he makes it to where you don't necessarily have to reach. You can do, I
yeah,
mean, what the Steelers are doing right now, like they could do that for a couple more years with Daniel
yeah,
Jones and heck, maybe even get hot and go on a
yeah.
Seahawks run, right? But um
Because right now I'm looking at other teams like the Cowboys got too much money wrapped up in Dak. Jackson Dart's too young. Geno's on a
oh,
2-year rental.
I
Like,
real quick, I was gonna mention Dak because I
mhm,
do think that Dak is at risk of being on another team. Maybe not next year, but the year after, I think we're getting close to Dak being on a new team.
yeah,
Maybe he asks out. Maybe Jerry. We were talking about some of these quarterbacks that may be on new teams, bro. Like, obviously, they got to land somewhere. Would
mhm.
Jerry trade Dak to a team that wants to? I mean, yes, if the speculation is if will Jerry move Dak to get assets to draft a quarterback or to trade for another quarterback that he really wants,
I want
absolutely.
Arch Manning.
Well,
Okay.
even at that, like I want CJ Stroud, I want Jalen Hurts, I want
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of other court like I want Lamar, I want Joe Burrow, I want some of these guys, I want to ruin their careers too.
Yeah.
But that's just essentially that's what I feel like it is. But yeah, I no,
Yeah,
no,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
that's very possible. Last one I'll bring up, has Bryce Young done enough?
Ooh, no, I don't. I think now, am I saying that I believe that Bryce is going to have a bad year or Bryce isn't? No, that's not what I'm saying. I am just saying that I think we give Bryce too much credit for last year.
Mhm.
1 year is something that we've seen quarterbacks do in the past. They come out and they have a good year. And then after that, it is just not what you thought it was going to be. So all I say is if he doesn't come out and repeat what he showed us this year, we may be looking at him being on another team next year. We may
Yeah,
see the same thing with him that we saw with the Justin Fields, where a team is
yeah.
just like, or Carolina's
It's a
like, you're not what we
revolving
need.
door.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not what we need. And we want some assets so we can get a guy that we feel like is gives us what we need. And they'll move off of him in a team like Pittsburgh or Miami or a team that needs a quarterback or at least a bridge quarterback will see a name like that and say,
Yeah.
with us, he's good. Instead of them reaching, they'll just try to recycle other people's trash. It's
Mhm.
crazy work too.
That's the last one that I got. I think
All right, well, I got you with this one then. We had a couple of big contract signings. Wanted to know what you thought about them.
mhm.
Bijan signed a 3-year, 75 million extension. What did you think about Bijan's?
It makes
He's
sense. I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
every year he's produced at a high level, all-purpose yards every single year. I mean, he's undeniable. He deserves that contract with that extension. The problem is we don't know how good the rest of that team is.
The
So
problem is he need to do something with that damn hair.
he got that Will Smith off of the live action Aladdin cut.
Man, the genie,
There was
bruh.
one he was running a choice route like on air, just kind of getting some reps in, and his hair kind of flipped up. And before he made his cut, and somebody said his hair
Oh yeah,
called
it was
for the
called
ball
for the ball. Yeah, yeah.
before he did.
That boy hair look like olive oil from Popeye. You got it, bro. What you do? You got a microphone stand on the top of your head.
It just
Yeah, come on, Bijan. You got to do something. And we also got Zay Flowers, 4 years, 140 M's. Once I seen that contract, I laughed hysterically. I maybe Baltimore and Cincy proved me wrong as just being this loud, obnoxious Steelers fan, and it's possible. But I seen that contract, and as a Steelers fan, I said, "Thank you, thank you." Zay Flowers is going to be y'all's one. Cool. Now I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry at all because Lamar is not going to beat me.
yeah. That contract is ridiculous. If you look at the market, yes, it's a new year. Yes, salary cap's been going up. He is not valued as a true wide receiver one because Zay Flowers has bursts of he has moments at best. I don't think that he's your day in and day out physical receiver that can establish position, run red zone choice routes, run option routes, beat people down the field consistently. Like if you're looking at the top tier guys, you're looking at Puka. Well, not in this order. You're looking at Puka, Jettas, Jamar, uh, Amon Ra, St. Brown, uh, I mean CD, George Pickens, AJ Brown, JSN. We don't ever mention Zay Flowers with that grouping of guys ever. Those are probably the top receivers in the league.
Yeah, he's a tier 2 receiver. Very like
Yeah.
he's a tier 2 wide receiver 1 is what
Mhm.
I'll give him. He's a guy that he can go off. I just don't have like I don't get that. And maybe maybe Zay Flowers is this amazing receiver as in we're just criminals of the moment and it's Baltimore's fault for not giving him a good dance partner on the other side cuz they haven't, right? But well, like, why sign him to this if you're still not going to bring him a dance partner? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
at some point, you got to do it. And if spending this money could have been spent somewhere else, that's probably what y'all should have done. But that's all I
Yeah.
got for Zay.
Yeah, I don't agree with the contract. I think that he's got a great agent. I'll say that cuz anybody that can finesse 4 years, 140 M's, I might need him to negotiate my pay at my job. Maybe
Brother,
I could get broke off with about 10, 15 more cents. You know what I'm talking about?
brother.
That's all I got, man. That's
All right, give
don't
him.
agree with it at all.
All right. Well, we will keep it pushing, and then we're going to the next one, which we are talking NBA contenders or pretenders, if this ever wants to load onto the screen. But Isaiah, I figured we could talk some teams. We could talk about their ceiling, the floor, and one big concern. We don't have to go too far into it. That way, we can touch more. But whoa, that's crazy work, hey, yo. But
Mute your mic.
uh,
Mute your mic. No,
Man, I
I'm
might need
just-
to. There we go. We finally get it up. Thank you, producer. Thank you, producer. Our producer's name, if anybody wanted to know, is Kale Bonson. He is producer of the show. He gets us the information that we need, just like Jamie on the Joe Rogan podcast. So I just wanted to say thank you, Kale Bonson, for assisting to get this right. We respect you,
Shout out
and
Kale Bonson.
yeah, shout out to Kale Bonson, local legend. But let me get to and some teams. But like first, let's start with the local team, Oklahoma City Thunder. Isaiah, what do you think their ceiling and their floor is going into the next year?
I mean, the
Uh,
ceiling is another championship.
yeah,
The floor is getting bounced in the first round. The expectations for them are still going to be high. I mean, they've been that way for the last 4 years with this team. Whenever they kind of took the world by storm, being the number one overall seed of the league about 4 years ago. So to me, ceiling, floor is exactly where it needs to be. They did lose a lot of integral pieces, so they're gonna have to work out some kinks. I think they'll do that at the beginning of the season. Maybe they're not a 1 seed, maybe they're a 2 seed this year, maybe a 3. I mean, but that makes it more interesting playoff matchups. So they're gonna have to fight through the Western Conference, and if they're able to get to the finals again and win it, that's exactly, you know, that's where it needs to be with them.
I agree. I'd say San Antonio's is about the same. It's very
Mhm,
similar. Like their ceiling to me is winning the NBA Finals. Their floor to me is well, let's say being healthy. Their floor is getting beat in the first round, maybe matching up, getting just a bad matchup, and
yeah,
everything. Not like maybe having a hangover from making the NBA Finals. But
mhm.
Denver, what do you think Denver's ceiling and floor, and what do you think their concern is? Because I got their ceiling as second round of the playoffs, and I have their floor as a playing team. And I think the concern around them is that they don't have enough shot making or shot
Mhm.
creation outside of Jokic. And Jokic does not feel very comfortable making shots like that.
I'm right on the same page with you. I think they're exactly where you put them. Playing team esque. I mean, they've been kind of hovering around this like 3 to 6 range over the past couple years anyway. So I think that they'll be in a war whoever they face in the first round of the playoffs because I don't think that they're going to be a 1 seed or a 2 seed. So 3-6, 4-5 matchup type of stuff. Um,
Type shit.
yeah, tie shit. And then if they're a playing team, I think they're still going to be in a war. Like they still got that scrappiness to them as a team.
Man, they got some scrappiness, but can't none of them shoot.
No, I know, but I don't think they lose in the first. I don't think they get swept in the first round. I think they take them to at least 6 no matter who they play, and they might win, and then, like you said, their ceiling is the second round, they get bounced in 6 or 7 games.
Bruh, Denver is built like a team in 2K when you take them into the rec, and it's a bunch of slashers and a big man.
Yeah, I
Can't
mean,
nobody
yeah,
shoot. Can't nobody shoot.
yeah.
What I think for me the floor for the Lakers, I'd say Western Conference or not the floor. I meant the ceiling. My bad. My bad. Ceiling is Western Conference Finals. I think if everything goes
Mhm,
right and Luca is the player that the Lakers want him to be, the Lakers
mhm.
ceiling could be Western Conference Finals. They could make a couple of moves which would change me and let me take it to the NBA Finals as their ceiling. I do believe their floor is also playing team. I think there is a world due to a couple of things. Obviously, it would take injuries or things like that, and hopefully the Lakers are able to stay healthy. But there is a world that the Lakers play in the playing game. So I'd say their floor would be the playing game because I mean that's what we've been seeing from the Lakers for a while. Is that some of those teams, even with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, those floors were playing teams. So I think
Yeah.
it's like where you got theirs.
Ceiling second round, floor is missing the playoffs.
And to save time, we're gonna save this and split it onto our Sunday episode too. So if you want to listen to it or watch it there too, you can. We'll do the Eastern Conference on Sundays on Sunday.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm
So
cool
you
with
said
that.
what did you say about the Lakers? My fault.
I said ceiling is second round, floor is missing the playoffs.
Well, wouldn't you say, would you say like just being so ass that they're not in the play-in? Because being in the play-in, brother, you still have a chance to not make the playoffs.
No,
Oh, you
missing
talking about 11? Okay. All right.
the
Hey, bet.
playoffs.
Nah, that's it. I'm not even finna. We not having this conversation nowhere past that because I bet we bust San Antonio's ass. Anyways, Houston.
Mhm.
Um.
Missing the playoffs is their
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. I think
That's their floor.
their ceiling is second
First
round.
round.
I
I say
yeah.
first round.
Actually, yeah. I think their ceiling is the first
They
round of playoffs.
made 0 moves in the offseason that make me feel like they're gonna be competitive. The only saving grace for them to get out of the first round is Fred VanVleet. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that does help them, but shoot,
It
it's gonna take him a while to
stabilizes
get
that
back.
offense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's gonna take him a little bit to get back. They're either
I
gonna
mean, he
start
missed
hotter
all
than
last year,
but that's what
you
I'm saying.
know?
They're either gonna start hotter than fish grease and then cool off once the wear and tear of his body starts to catch up, or he's gonna have so much just rust that it's gonna
Yeah.
take him a while before he gets going. Either way, they're gonna be they're climbing out of a hole, and I'm just really
And
not that impressed with
Sengun
Houston.
looks like a pretender, and he doesn't gel well with KD. I've just seen that more and more as the season went along, and especially in the playoffs. There's some kind of like Sengun wants the ball down low in clutch time, but KD is KD, and they're
I'm
having issues working that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a team that could trade for Fred Van Vliet because I think they need a more I think they need a point guard that is a little bit more pass first. Because Fred Van Vliet,
Yeah.
he can, but he does look for his shot quite a bit. But
Mhm.
Minnesota,
Ceiling. Ugh.
It's hard to because I
Man,
I want to say that I feel like this could be a year for Ant, but I thought the same thing last year. And I want to say
yeah.
Western Conference Finals is their ceiling, but then I'm
Mhm.
not really impressed with their moves.
No.
Like getting Lamelo, like I think that's gonna be nice. And hell, they may even be those. You remember those old Phoenix teams where
Mhm.
they would just crush people in the regular season and then get to the second round and piss down their legs. So maybe I'll
Yeah.
do that. I'll go second round, and
Well, they
their
let
floor is playing.
Julius Randle walk, no? Or
Yeah,
he
yeah, he's
he
gone.
he gone.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
I don't know at this moment. I'd have to check, but he'll find
Yeah.
somewhere. He'll be on somebody's team. He'll be on like the Pelicans.
Yeah. I mean, LaMelo and Ant, you want
They've
that
already
to
been kicking
be.
it together, so
Yeah, they're YNs that got issues, so that makes sense.
they're.
Uh,
I think, bro. I truthfully don't you think they look like just one of those young teams that are going to come out and go balls to the wall all regular season and all
mhm.
trying to crush everybody and talking crazy to all these teams, going crazy and really
Yeah,
believing and listening to
I
everything, and then
see
they get to the
that.
playoffs and get smacked.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I see that until they face like a game with actual stakes. I think in the regular
Yeah.
season they're just gonna be out there hooping, and
Yes.
they could do that. Them two together can do that
Yep.
in an important game where not it might not necessarily be win or go home, but it's hey, this could shift the momentum away from you in a series.
Nah, it is.
I don't think they show up.
You right. You right. Uh, Portland. I think Portland's ceiling is
Second round.
yes. I think if every single thing for them goes right, second round would be the very best. I think for them, and then honestly, the floor to me is them not making the playoffs.
Yeah. With the moves that they've made, the the people that they still got on their roster, because I think Drew Holiday is still on that roster right now. So you got Drew, Ja, Dame, Scoot, all supposed to play point guard.
They
I
just
mean,
hooping, bro.
some's gonna go. Where's your big man? Denny's the only big man you
We
got,
don't need him when we
and the
hooping.
Time Lord. Yeah, I
We just
mean,
running and gunning out here, baby.
yeah,
AAU until we get to the
yeah.
playoffs. Ooh, this is an
All right.
interesting one. Phoenix.
Their ceiling is missing the playoffs entirely. I mean, their
That's their
floor is
ceiling.
miss.
I was like,
My bad. Their floor is missing the playoffs entirely. Their ceiling is a playing team. Their ceiling is a playing team. That organization is just it's baffling to me. The amount of talent that they had, the amount of success that they had, and then what they're doing now, they just they're not
I
they're
think
not
I think they
built
just got well. I think they just got
well right
caught
now.
reaching. Well, I think they just got
Yeah,
caught reaching, bro. They went to the finals. They had that success, and then they were trying to do what, like per se, the Rams is doing in the NFL. Whereas, like, we got the team that's good enough. We just got to make a splash move and get the guy we want to win. And
yeah,
that's what they were trying to do when they brought in Bradley Beal. That's what they were trying to do when they brought in KD, and it just didn't work. So I think they're trying to rebound off of it. But I do think that Phoenix has a ceiling of maybe, let's say, the second round. I think if everything goes well, they can get to the second round. If they get a matchup, like say Minnesota gets a top four seed, right? And the Suns catch many, I think the Suns could upset them and get to the second round. Now, if it's
yeah.
OKC, San Antonio, or even LA, I don't think that Phoenix can upset them. But if it's some of those lesser teams in the West, I think they can get got. Like if Houston pulls a 4 seed or a 5 seed again, like I think they can get got. Like that's you
Yeah,
know what I'm
oh
saying.
yeah.
But
Most definitely they can get got in the first round. I think with Phoenix too, it's we watched this last year in the playoffs. So it was basically every team in the first round, there was no surprises on who made it to the second round. There was none.
facts. Well, kind of. They considered it a shock, but it shouldn't have been. But we didn't know that because KD didn't play in the series. But everybody
Mhm.
picked Houston over LA
Yeah, and the reason
because
that
no
that wasn't
Luca.
Yeah,
or
and the
Austin at
reason
first.
the reason that that wasn't as surprising to me is because Houston, like I said, Houston just didn't look like they had good chemistry with each other. So like the thing that LA has is like, well, if Austin and Luca are out, this is LeBron bringing the ball up, moving the ball, and setting people up, and that essentially can win you a playoff series you know if KD's out.
Facts.
Because on the Houston side, it was all right, Reed Shepard, bring the ball up. You're only going to get a wide open jumper. That's all you're worth. Ahmed Thompson has semi serviceable skills on the offensive side of the ball, mostly a putback guy and a slashing type of dude. Shingun is going to look mid in the post, and KD do everything else.
And at
I
this
mean,
age,
that's what
he's
it
not.
came down to. Yeah. And at this age, he's not. He's still one of the best scorers in the league year in and year out, but
I ain't even, I'm not
man,
gonna lie
he
to you. I'm
he
not even gonna give him
37.
that no more. I was gonna say I'm not gonna give him that no more. I think he has games where he still shows flashes of it, but because bro, them knees when he be trying to hit them low crossovers with them long
Yeah.
ass legs and shit, them knees
Yeah.
be popping. He be ooh,
Yeah, between him and James Harden, he's still the better scorer.
yeah. But James fell
Eh,
off a cliff compared, which
Yeah.
everybody's seen that. But just
Mhm.
keeping it pushing. The Clippers.
They have nothing. They
Yeah,
have
I was gonna
nothing.
say
That
I
like
see
their
playing
ceiling is a play in.
hmm
Their floor is being in the draft
number
lottery.
one
That's their
pick.
yeah,
Number one
that's their
pick,
floor.
and I don't even know if they own it. And somebody in the chat or somebody on the comment section, please tell us because good God, but Golden State, I think the exact same. I think they
Mhm.
just kind of, especially them giving Draymond as much as they just gave him. Yeah, that just tells
Yeah.
me like, hey, y'all are understand like y'all are running it back, and y'all were bad last year. So
Mhm.
I think their ceiling is a playing team, and their floor is his number one pick.
Mhm.
New Orleans. I
I
You
mean,
want
their
me to keep it a
ceiling
bean?
is a playing team.
I'm not giving them that. Their ceiling is
Okay.
the same thing as their floor, which is nothing. That's it. It's just a pancake. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Dallas.
I mean, honestly, their ceiling to me
Eh,
could be a playing team. I
I,
mean, they're getting healthier. They did do bad in the draft. Cooper Flag is starting to show more. I wouldn't say that he was inconsistent. He's showing that hey, I can compete at a high level
yep.
night in and night out with these dudes. As a rookie,
With these
you have
ends,
moments where you kind of you get locked up by a dude, but
you
towards
hurt
the
me,
end of the
boy.
season, there was a lot of
you
there was a
think
lot of
Cooper or any cold white dude ever does that?
oh yeah,
Yank a dude back. Come here, boy.
gotcha.
Reach and taste you, the nappy headed.
You reach, I
That's
teach,
crazy,
brother.
bro. That's crazy work.
I
But then what
wish
do you
he
do?
had a
What do you do
southern
though,
twang.
too? What do you do though? Right? Because then it's
Mhm.
a Larry Bird story. Because I feel
Yeah,
like Larry was like, oh, Magic, you in all
he
day.
definitely said it. There's been stories about
Facts.
him saying it, and
Hey, Larry was busting some ass, and you know what I'm saying? I
he said, "You gonna
guess,
let this white boy guard me?
yeah.
You sure about
And
that? You better
right.
get some brothers over here. He
Larry
can't hold
now
me."
and Larry, I don't know how, like from Indiana, Larry picked up the culture. That's how you know that it's bigger than a race thing and
Oh
it's just
yeah,
a culture. Cause Larry picked that shit up in Indiana fam. But
oh yeah.
I agree with you though on Dallas.
Mhm.
I don't know how we got to Larry Bird, but
Cold white
Dallas,
boys. I mean,
right?
that's
Oh
the
yeah, that's
easiest
right.
way
My
to
fault. My fault. My
easiest
fault.
way to
Yeah,
put it.
I agree. I truthfully, I'm a little bit higher. I have them
Mhm.
as their ceiling being the second round of the playoff. I think they're
Okay.
another bad matchup for a team. I think they could catch some teams slipping if I'm being real. But Memphis,
They have absolutely nothing. The ceiling is the same as the floor.
I appreciate it because you're right. You're right. Sacktown.
Same.
Yeah, they should be
Same.
called Sat Town and sit down because it's over
And
with
sit
already,
your ass down,
and the season ain't even started.
cause we
Just
ain't
watch.
going nowhere.
That's crazy work.
We
That's
ain't
crazy work.
going
That's a
nowhere.
that's a double entendre because he Diddy Harlem shaking. Are y'all? Anyways, Utah.
I'm liking the idea that they win 40 games. That doesn't necessarily make them a playing team.
40.
I'll give
I'll
them
give them
35 to 40.
I will give them right now on a rainy day. It's not really rainy. A hot day. I give them 37 wins next year. And that it will
Okay.
be on the fringe of them making the play in or not.
Hmm.
But
And their ceiling, I mean, their floor is what
where they
we've been
are right
used
now.
to in Utah for the past couple years. So
Yeah, facts. It's been I mean, yeah, it's weird. They're the Jacksonville Jaguars of the NBA, bro.
they have peaks and valleys.
Just in them valleys, bro. Good lord.
They
Y'all be wasting
real
people's
low.
y'all be
They
wasting people's
real low.
career. Wasting people's
Yeah.
career. But all right, brother, let's pivot over to the UFC buy or sell. Have a couple of quick little tiddly bits where we go through and we talk about which ones you buying, which ones you selling. Sorry, I'm looking down so I can pull it up too. I did have some notes,
Mhm.
but not on these. Anyways, buy or sell. The UFC needs another superstar.
I'm kind of selling that because I think we're in the era where they kind of have that. I believe that they have that.
I'm going
Patty
to.
the
Oh, go
Batty
no go.
is
You
that
right?
at the moment.
Yeah, but
Um,
he's not a champ just yet, right?
he's not a champ. He's not a
Just
champ yet.
yet. So it could, you know what I'm saying? I think he has to. If he does not get a championship, that shit'll fade fast. So
Yeah.
he does, but I will buy it because I think the UFC could always use another superstar. At
Mhm.
every like even in Connor's run, I thought they could have used another superstar because it was just sprints. The Connor pay-per-views and the Connor fights were everywhere. And outside
Mhm.
of that, you didn't know anybody. Unless you were
I
just
got
like a legit diehard that watched
yeah.
everything. Like you
I
didn't know
got
who these guys were. So I thought they needed more then. Yes, John was still there. Yes, it was still,
mhm.
but it was just they could have had the Rock and Stone Cold basically at the same time.
So
So
in these past, let's say, for argument's sake, these last 5 years, so since 2021, what has the UFC been doing per se to feel like we're discussing this to where they haven't really had a superstar, right? They've had champs, they've had guys be dominant, hold up, wake up. Like right now, Poetan is a superstar that nobody knows what he's saying because he doesn't speak English.
I think their last true superstar was Izzy. I think Izzy's rise
Mhm,
was the actual last true superstar. I think we got a homeboy who his definition of being a superstar is a little bit different than everybody else, and everybody likes to
mhm,
call every great player or player that can score 20 or 30 in the NBA a superstar. But his definition of superstar is that plus random people or casuals know who you are because your name
mhm,
is that big, right? I Izzy was that. Izzy was so big that a lot of people that didn't even watch the UFC knew who he was. So I don't know if Patty is that yet. I don't think Ilya is that. Maybe Ilya was getting close. Now he's definitely not that. I don't think they have
Volk,
any more of that. You say who Volk?
yeah.
I don't even like I know people like MMA fans obviously know Volk, but if we're walking in the mall or something and we go like, "Hey, Alexander Volkanovski," we go in a store and say, "Hey, do you have a shirt with Alexander Volkanovski?" They'll look at us and be like, who are y'all talking about?"
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, be like, is this a math teacher?" So, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like he's a in the definition of superstar is you get attention from people who aren't really, you know what I'm saying? Like if
Mhm,
you're a superstar in professional wrestling, everybody knows you, right? Like the Undertaker, there's people that didn't even watch wrestling that know who the Undertaker was because he's a
mhm.
superstar. So but yeah.
Ric Flair, if you say
Yeah.
woo,
Yeah.
everybody knows that that's Ric Flair. You know what I mean? I will say, yeah, Izzy is probably on my terms the same as how you put it. I think Alex Pereira is he's that, but it's kind of the waters are kind of muddy because outside of his performances in the octagon, he's a pretty mellowed out guy. Like he doesn't add that extra star power to him other than the lure of like he's a man of not many words, right? He doesn't really say a whole lot. His interviews are never I'll be reading the subtitles. He's not saying anything that's really like eye catching. He doesn't like Izzy's entrances, his performances, the things that he said on the mic, top to bottom, superstar. Since he's fell off, I feel like Patty is the closest thing that's gonna give us that balance of both. But you're right, Patty does not have the strap. Outside of that, man, I think Sean had an opportunity to, but Sean's performances don't match
Well, there,
his
I
skills on post
no,
fight
it
and
does,
stuff
but
like
there's
that.
there's a you look at it and you say there's a superstar from an aspect of like the old school GSP and Anderson Silva style, where
Mhm.
they don't have to talk, they're well
They're
respected.
just
However,
dominant.
right. However, those were superstars for people that were diehard MMA fans, people that love the UFC. So those are the
Mhm,
guys that like Joe Rogan will always mention because he's a diehard. Like he loves everything
mhm,
about it and he knows everything about it, right? Then
mhm,
you have the guys that are loud, that get their you know what I'm saying? That's how they get their name off, like Tito Ortiz and some guys like that. Maybe they're not the best fighters. Maybe they weren't necessarily the greatest, but they'll go down just because they have their mouth. Then pause. But then you also have you also have the guys that have both, and
mhm.
they talk the talk and they walk the walk, and those are the Conor McGregors. They've been continuing to try to find that, and they've been trying to use that recipe. And Sean turned into they wanted to put him as the Connor and like get him to defend the belt to say like, look, he's walks the walk. Then he fought Marab twice and got dominated both times. So now
Yep.
it was real easy to be like, okay, like you know what I'm saying? You
Mm,
handpicked Cheeto. We knew you were going to beat him. Like this was,
mhm.
you're not solidifying yourself. So I think that there's a right way to do it to make yourself a superstar. I think if you
Yeah.
duck fights and do things like that, it doesn't. But
Right now, Josh Hogan is just trying to sell himself as best as he
yeah,
can.
he's doing the Colby Covington.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's doing that, and I don't necessarily. I think the purists of the sport hate him. I think the average
nope, they
fan
love
loves
him.
him.
Nope, purists love him. The purists love him just because they know what he is. They know why he's doing it. They know it's all just a shtick because they know that he's not gonna like he has to do it to brand himself so he looks more
Yeah,
attractive to make
I,
more money.
yeah. I
Uh,
definitely think the average fan is like, "Oh, this guy's crazy. We love him."
yeah. Well, and it's crazy. A lot of people hate it that he acts that way, but I mean, the truth of the matter is because of how we monetize stuff now, you have to, and
Mhm,
really, it's all you always had to. Like Ali was doing it, Tyson was
mhm,
doing it, like they've all always
mhm.
done it. So it is what it is. But back to buy or sell, Isaiah, John Jones' legacy is untouchable. Buy or sell.
Yep, I'm gonna buy that. Even in the midst of all that cocaine, all those car accidents, all those allegations, John Jones, like I'm starting to sound like Dana White. John Jones is the greatest fighter in UFC history,
I mean, you're not wrong.
and it's so untouchable too because now it's only been one fight, so I'm not trying to make a bunch of hot takes or speak out of pocket on this, but you can see his style translating into the people that he coaches and they're being successful. I know Gable Stevenson's only had one fight, but damn if he didn't look like a carbon copy of how John Jones fights.
And
I
just
know
because you
get
said that he's getting knocked out.
Well, I think my point in that being is it's like he literally was in a position where
Yeah,
he did not
pause.
have to fight anymore because of how dominant he was against Stipe. And he got Cyril Gane out of there in like a minute and a half. So those are the top guys in the division at the time. I will say at the time, I don't think he needed to fight Aspinall. I don't think it was worth his time to do it. And then when Aspinall fought Cyril Gane, yeah, there was an eye poke, but now Aspinall has been just out the game for a year,
Nah,
over
he
a
coming
year
back.
now.
He coming back. We know, we get it. You hate Tom Aspinall. Uh, I agree
Untouchable
though.
legacy, John Jones.
It is definitely a buy. The only way you touch it, pause, is if you want to make it better. Pause again. But
Mhm.
that's just what it is. Because if you could give him his undefeated record. Because let's be real, at least move it to a no contest.
Yeah,
Um, because he didn't even get warning, and I get why, because he was fucking him up. But uh,
yeah.
buy or sell. Last one. The lightweight division is the deepest in the MMA, or deepest in MMA.
I'm buying that. I feel like it started to kind of turn that way around the time that Connor was coming up. I mean, it's you started to see so much more skill in that weight class, and it's just been consistently getting better, and now it's so stacked that week in and week out ranked dudes are fighting ranked dudes, number one contender spots, all that stuff. I mean, it's happening week in and week out in that division. So I I think so. I'm gonna buy that.
I will sell it, and
Mhm.
only sell it because I think the bantamweight division is. I know if you look at the rankings and you see who's all listed, it's crazy because like Gaethje, Banger, Ilya, Armin, Charles, Max, Patty. After that, it kind of drops off. Max got beat up by the featherweight champion 3 times. Um,
Oh, you
Charles,
said lightweight division. I'm sorry.
yes.
My bad. I just went on a tangent by the wrong division. I
Which
apologize,
division were you
everybody.
thinking?
Oh, I think I was thinking featherweight.
I don't know if you're thinking feather. I'm thinking bantamweight.
Yeah, bantamweight. Yeah, bantamweight.
Purion,
Pardon.
Marab, Umar, Sean O'Malley, Batista, Sandhagen, Song Yadong. I think they're very top heavy, though. I mean, Bryce Mitchell is still in it. I think they're very top heavy, but it's the same thing with the lightweights. But also, a lot of the lightweights are like Max Holloway is in the lightweight, and like you have won one fight at
Mhm.
lightweight. So you know what I mean? Like, let's chill out, fam. Let's chill out. You have, I think Max has a 1-2 record at lightweight. So I think we need to
That's
chill out.
145, right?
155. 45 is
155. Oh,
featherweight. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
oh.
yeah. But to finish off, because usually we finish off the podcast and we hey, what do you want to leave the listeners with? What do you want to talk to the listeners with? First off, we'll start at the beginning of the pod. Once we add tick to the talk to it, we will
The
start off.
TikTok, you don't
We'll
stop.
start. We'll start adding in and plugging everything where you can catch the episode. But for the most part, the whole conversation is talking to the listener. So if you can't enjoy that and get off on get hearing our appreciation for y'all listening through that, that's your own fault. But what we're gonna start doing is we're going to give our hottest take or start making guarantees at the end of the podcast, and we just gonna stand on it, pause, and or we can use this time to call out a take from earlier. Now, with that said, my hot take of the week. You know what? It's not even gonna be a hot take. I'm gonna make a guarantee.
Oh,
A guarantee. The Pittsburgh Steelers are beating the dog shit out of the New England Patriots. We coming to
ooh,
Foxborough, guns
ooh.
blazing,
What?
and we putting them puppy dogs in place.
What?
We making them drink out of a water bowl.
What?
We putting them on a leash and walking them around town.
What?
We taking them to the vet to make sure they updated with their shots.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. Bob Marley.
Exactly. That's what's happening. That is my guarantee. The Pittsburgh
Guaranteed.
Steelers are beating the New England Patriots. Book it down in ink.
And the internet is written in ink. So that take ain't that guarantee ain't never going away. We gotta time step this bug. Okay. Put it in a capsule. We will react to it whether or not it goes Pittsburgh Steelers way.
Oh, I'm
I
back,
get
baby. I'm a toxic, biased Steelers fan. Maybe because you know what I'm saying. It's hope season and everything looks great.
yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe in about two and a half months from now, maybe 3 months, I may be a little bit more humble. A little, but
Okay.
for right now,
I got
we
two.
might beat them boys by 20.
I got
We
two
might beat
for
them
you.
boys by 20.
Hot take.
Matter of fact, Drake May is gonna throw 3 interceptions because that boy trash. Drake May is Mitch
Ooh, see,
Trubisky.
hey,
Mitchell
hey,
Trubisky.
hey, I'm out of this. I like Drake
I
May.
heard Travion Henderson has been struggling to protect the passer, right? You're
Okay,
not finna keep Drake May upright if you can't protect the passer. Because we got
that's
four
true.
dogs, four Los Angeles Lakers starters in Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, Nick Herbig, and Jack Sawyer.
I know
They
you
got the
meant
skin
Pittsburgh
tone.
Steelers. You said
No,
Los
brother,
Angeles
the
Lakers.
skin tone, they would be starters for the Lakers.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
you see what I'm talking.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Way to wrap that all the way around to get to that point.
Full circle.
Uh, full circle moment. I got two for you. Two of them. Two. First one. I'm gonna go hot take route. My hot take is that the Dallas Cowboys are in the divisional round of the playoffs this year. That's my hot take. My guarantee is that Aaron Rodgers is going to retire after this NFL season.
That's weak. That's weak as fuck, bro. Everybody watched him
That's
on McAfee.
hey, that's
Oh my
guaranteed,
god, bro.
bro.
You
No,
you're not wrong. And I'll say this. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't think you're the greatest quarterback of all time. Maybe you are the greatest thrower of the football the NFL has ever seen. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. However,
mhm.
I do think that this will be a great year for Aaron Rodgers, regardless of what happens for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a way for him to go in and go out the way that he started. Who was the coach whenever you took over and a franchise trusted in you? It's Mike McCarthy. And who's there for you when you're leaving the league that you love? Mike McCarthy. I think that's a story that should be written in stone for Aaron Rodgers, and I hope he's cherishing every moment. Now, with that said, as a Steelers fan, I want dubs. And even though I cherish that connection and that story, if y'all don't get dubs, I'm going to be on here every week crashing out. Every Sunday, crashing out. So I'll leave it.
That works for me. I do have a possible pod topic that we could discuss on Sunday. I'll get with you afterwards to talk about it, but it just came to my mind. But I know it's getting a little later. It's about 9:30 at night. We gotta go to bed because we gotta go to work in the
Yeah, y'all who thinking 9:30 when you start getting older and you stop hating. Yeah, I don't like too many people as it is. So 9:30, I go to sleep before y'all minions come out. Y'all watch Sinners.
morning. Here's
I'm
the
trying to
biggest
go to
thing
sleep
too.
before the devil come out.
Yeah, ain't nothing going on that's good past that time. And if you got a mortgage, you're going to bed by 10 regardless. Okay, I'll
At
leave
least
people
being
with
in,
that.
at least being like I said, he says sleep, brother. I'm about to go and probably watch Netflix while I scroll at the same time. And if you're not doing it, you living your life. And with that, we will see y'all on Sunday when Cam comes back. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Red River